Friday edition of Cleveland Browns
He's
Daily.
back.
I am
He's
merely
back.
Beau. I am betwixt the
Yes.
great Z and Sione Takitaki.
He's coming back throwing haymakers, Gibby. I love it.
Right out of the gate,
Right
Sione
out of
with
the
us.
gate.
You like that?
Taki.
Let's go.
Buddy, we were talking as you came in studio right before we started the show. For year 4, which is hard to believe, but also the fact that you would have been a guy who would have been in the studio with us a lot, but because of 2 years of COVID, we haven't seen you, man. I mean, Z got to see you on the sideline. I haven't seen you in person in like 2 years, pal. It's good to have you back. It's good to be back walking around the full building.
Yes. Yeah, it's been crazy. Obviously, with the COVID situation, it's been weird for everybody and stuff. And like you said, couldn't see you guys. And they had the guys spaced out throughout the whole facility, so we couldn't even mesh with the guys during the season. But I'm happy everything is back to normal because I feel like this is what we needed. You know what I mean? And hanging out with you guys, hanging out with the boys. You know, us and the boys go bowling, do little stuff outside of football that you kinda need to kind of just mesh. And so I'm happy things are back to normal, we could say.
You guys haven't even gotten to have, like, this part of the off season.
Oh, yeah.
In 2 years.
That's right. Like, going into my 4th year, I feel like, you know, kind of like I was telling you guys earlier, like, man, this is the first time that I feel like it feels normal because, you know, the last 2 years, the whole COVID stuff, you know, then that's weird. You can't really get around the guys and then go through plays, go through certain stuff. And so I feel like going through my 4th year, I'm like, wow, this kind of feels new, but I know that this is, you know, this is kind of the normal. You know what I mean?
How much did you miss that, just being able to be around each other and the team building? I mean, everybody was on the same – everybody in the league was in the same situation. But probably the first time in your life as I mean, all the way through Pop Warner, high school, college, you're always around your team. To not be around your team had to be incredibly difficult.
It's something that people kind of miss, you know. And like you said, in college, high school, you work out with your guys, you work out with the team. And so even these little workouts that we have every morning as a team is so crucial. You know what I mean? You're working out with the guys. You see who's putting in the work, pushing each other, and you need that stuff. You need that camaraderie. And I feel really good. Even though it's been only a couple weeks, I feel like the guys, it's like, you know what I mean? Like a fist. You know, we're getting stronger together, so I'm excited.
All right, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know, I would say we're making big strides with the shoulder. But I feel really good, dude. Everything's good. The strength is there. I'm running, getting the conditioning back up, doing all that stuff, and I feel really good. I feel really good going into year 4.
Let me tell you something. Not only I'm glad that you say you feel good, but feeling good, looking good. Let's talk about this hair, Taki.
Yeah.
Let's talk. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful mane, just flowing.
I'm letting the locks go, growing it out. You know, I went to BYU.
That's right.
You got to be clean cut. No, you know what I mean? It's like it's like lieutenant over there. Obviously, they're changing things. Shout out to Kalani. He's letting the guys grow out the hair out now. All of a sudden, it's a whole different vibe. But usually when the guys leave from BYU, they kind of grow out the hair. So that's me. You know, I'm letting the fro go finally, letting the hair. It's going to start locking. Hopefully, you know, it's long enough to start hanging out the helmet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt.
God,
like, do you have to change your helmet?
I might have to, you know,
go a little
adjust
bigger.
the size and do all that stuff and kind of play with it. But it'll be exciting.
Yeah. That's a lot of
I mean,
drip.
it's beautiful.
When that
It's
starts coming out the back,
it's breathtaking.
Is there a length, a target length that you have in mind?
Definitely just want it hanging on the shoulders. You know what I mean? Having it hanging out the helmet would be pretty sweet. You know, have some cool photos. But
absolutely. So you mentioned it's great to get everybody back. Now on defense, though, especially in your room and even the room behind you, with your corners and your safeties, this back end of this defense, a lot of familiar faces and a lot of guys who it's either their second or now their 3rd year in this Joe Woods defense. So you guys, what's that like? They be able to be around each other but have a lot of familiar faces, you know, in the rooms once again.
That's big. You know what I mean? That's big to continue to have the same guys around us. And then, like you said, going into the 3rd year to Joe Woods' defense is big for a lot of the guys. And then for some of the guys, you know, that came last year, John Johnson, all these guys that came last year knew some and Grant, you know,
really
him
Grant
playing
first year,
you know what I mean? So it's going to be good for them too because they're going into year 2 of learning this defense, and they're going to be flying around making plays. And so you just kind of you get to, you know, all the stuff that you know what I mean, should be on the same page, and you guys can talk out there and understand what's coming. And so it's gonna be really fun, man. Expect a lot of guys to be out there flying around making a lot of plays.
You know, we noticed it even last year as the season was going along. There was a point where it felt like the defense flipped, and it was like, oh, we got it.
Yes.
What do you remember? What was the point that happened for you when it felt like everybody was kind of rowing in the same direction? Because it was a feeling out process for sure to start.
No, yeah, the first couple games, obviously, Chicago, we caught some strides, but then we're a little inconsistent. But I feel like I think it was week 6 or 7 that we really just kind of clicked, especially the back end. The back end, dude, they were making plays.
Yeah.
Remember that Ravens game where they got 4 interceptions?
Yep.
And
the Bengals game.
Yeah, and the Bengals game too, where we're just out there flying. People are making plays left, right, and the back end was going. So we're going to build on that, you know what I mean? And a lot of the same faces are around. You got the D-line coming in. It'd be exciting to see what they do with the D-line to finish up all that stuff. But you got Miles, obviously coming back. And so we got a lot, like you guys been emphasizing, we got a lot of familiar faces, and it's going to be, just expect good things.
We certainly are. Have you gotten to talk to Chase Winovich much at all? I feel like you and Chase Winovich would get along famously.
No, yeah, Chase played with my boy too at the Patriots. So, my boy told him, I'm like, dude, how's Chase, man? What's up? And Chase like, dude, you're gonna like him. He's definitely one of the guys. So when Chase got here, I'm like, dude, my guy Harvey? He's like, yeah. So we've been hanging out, chopping it up, and it's cool to be with him too. And he's a down to earth guy. He's a real funny dude, and you get to know him, and he's like. He's cool. Fits in with all the guys.
He's got me, after one of the interviews I did with him, he said his thing is that he likes to, at the end of a shower, cold water for over a minute.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like freezing, but you just turn it down cold, and then he said you're going to get a voice that starts talking to you in your head. And when you hear that voice, and he said just sit there, listen to it, see what it tells you, and then you're ready to come out. And I've been doing it. For real, he's looking like I'm crazy. You get like a real energy when you come out of the shower.
Yeah, it's a natural energy. Yeah, and like you could do it with the sauna, and you can kind of go to cold tub. Cause that's kind of what I do too. You know what I mean? We at the sauna for like 20 minutes, and you get in you literally get in the cold tub, and you go all the way head under, and then come out, and you probably stay to like your neck, go for like about a minute 30, then get out, go hit the sauna again, then you finish with it exactly what I told you. And dude, natural energy. And if you're into that stuff, which Chase is, he knows what's up. You know what I mean? He knows what's up. You get a natural feel. You're not sluggish for the day. It's like kind of like a natural coffee.
I feel like you'd want it to go the other way. You'd want to go to the cold into the warm, but it's the opposite.
No, it's the opposite.
Shot out of a cannon at the end is what you're
and it does
hoping for.
It's amazing how quickly your body adjusts to it. Like the initial shock wears off, and then you're kind of like sitting there in your thoughts, and you get like this. When you walk out, you got this kind of a little bit of an energy buzz going.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're listening to
Chase Winovich.
You're listening to a Michigan man on this. It's so sad. You hate to see it.
It is a learned school.
Think what S would say about this right now. Very disappointing.
Man, sometimes
that's right. You guys are rivals. That Michigan.
Well,
not him.
Not me. I'm a Cali guy.
I think that's fascinating stuff. What in terms of getting out there, and you guys can't do a lot right now, but we get excited. We see little glimpses of videos of guys throwing the ball around, and 4 looks pretty good out there, as we probably would. Yes. But what has that been like to be able to just get back out there and see some of the new faces, especially obviously new quarterback on offense?
Yeah, it's big. Even if it's little walkthroughs and stuff, and we've been able to move with a couple of the days throughout the week, but it's big for the guys that get out there and go through those plays. You know what I mean? Because you need to start building on that. So once camp comes, you know what I mean? It's like, we already been through this. We already walked through this. We don't need no walkthroughs. We could kind of, speed up the process. And so that's big for all the guys, especially the new guys that's coming in. But then even, like I said, the second year, third year guys that's been here in Joe Woods' defense, it's all, we're all on a string. We're all together. So it's big.
How's Coach Tarver doing? I know he's got to get the neck. He's working through that and all that stuff.
I know he's been a little bummed. Tarver's been a little bummed because he can't throw the ball to the linebackers.
Oh,
so in our drills and
what
stuff,
happened? What's wrong with the neck so bad he can't sling it?
He had something pretty bad happened to his neck where he had to really get it kind of worked on.
I haven't even figured out the whole full story, but I know that he had a little neck injury.
Yeah,
but he's
working
tough,
out. I think
he's tough as nails, though. You know what I mean? He's out there. He'll still be pointing things around, throwing the ball. And I don't know if he's cleared to throw the ball, but he's throwing the ball already. So, that guy, he's fired up.
Is it fun to have, you mentioned the continuity of the guys and of course, of the defensive scheme. You've got to have that now the last 3 years here. But they have the same coach in the room, like where you get the personality, you understand where he's coming from, and you're not having to try to relearn. He knows you. He knows what you do well, and vice versa. Is that kind of fun? And he's a dude who loves ball. I mean, like, the guy lives for ball.
He loves ball. Yeah, dude, I love Tarv. And then even having all the same coaches is big, bro. I remember my first year, they had a little coaching change, and then we had these guys come in. It's a little slow, when trying to adjust to things, trying to understand somebody. So you hit it on the head when you say, like, it's good to have the same coach in there where you guys know each other. You come in, you guys know you guys gonna put in the work, grind, figure things out, and then from on the whiteboard standpoint, how he coaches, how he knows you learn, is a big thing because then he can teach you things. He can send you messages. Hey, look at this. He knows how you learn. We know how he coaches, and that progress, that speed of understanding the playbook speeds up. So it's big.
How hungry is this team? I mean, a couple of years ago, you guys, you go to Pittsburgh, win a playoff game. You're a stop from going to the AFC Championship game, winning down in Kansas City. Last year, disappointing, obviously, from all point, but you've tasted it, and you know what it takes to get there and get to the precipice of it. Do you feel that in the room? Does it feel in the building? Does it feel like we know what we're capable of? We know what it takes to get there. Now it's just applying it.
They messed up by giving us a little taste, right?
Yeah.
Because now that we know what it feels like, kind of like what you're saying, we want it. And that's what we want. That's what we're capable of doing. And so last year obviously was bad for everybody. Everyone's fired up for greatness right around here. So to have that last year, coming into this year, everyone is fired up to get back on track to, what we did 2 years ago, because we got a taste of it. We know we're excited for that. We know what we can do. And so this year we'll build on it and get back to that stage because we know we're capable. We have the guys, we have the coaching staff, we have everybody in the building who's behind us. You got everybody, so we just can't wait, man. Mm-hmm. Obviously we could talk all day.
Sure.
But it's about putting in the work. So back to the work. That's really what it is. But we're excited.
I'm excited too. It feels like it's a long way away, and for you guys, probably getting to be around each other, getting excited, getting to know each other. Like, you're going to be in such a different place going into training camp this year than you've been in the last 2 seasons, obviously, as a team. And then, as you said, hungry, putting in the work. But I got to ask you, Coach Stefanski, we saw a little bit on Building the Browns where he was running through the flag football footage right there. I feel like that's one of the funniest things that he's done.
Yeah, because Stefanski's more, lieutenant, kind of reserved, kind of, but to see that, you know what I mean, even him, you're loosening up a little bit. So shout out, Coach, for doing that, you know what I mean? But
I wonder if some of that came, though, from him, too. Like, he's never coached in a normal NFL as the head coach.
Never.
His entire head coaching experience has been under this COVID world and Zooms and not been able to be next to you guys because, we noticed that, like when we saw him over in Indy or even when we first were with him over in Indy, all sorts of different from when you're talking to a guy on a computer screen.
Well, and you guys get to be in there without masks on, and you can see people's faces. You can see them smiling. You can get the instant feedback that you can't get. And look, it's a lot of work. It is a very intense, a very violent game. And so you've got to be able to have some fun around that while you're putting in the work. And I think to your point, like you see when you guys are in there, it's just great to see the camaraderie and see guys working out. He said, get to push somebody in the weight room. That's fun, right?
Yeah.
Getting after it.
Right, yeah, all that stuff. And, dude, the mask thing was crazy. You know what I mean? You have that garden, you just can't breathe. You can't. It's a whole different world. So, like you said, man, to be out there pushing guys and stuff, we got guys, come on, let's go, last rep, doing all that little stuff. People don't really see how big it's a big deal. It's a big deal, all the little stuff, even in the classroom. You know what I mean? When coach is up there, we're not looking at a screen, typing in, okay, what's a Zoom link, blah, blah, blah. We're in the same building, same room.
Yeah.
Okay, we're saying, okay, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a big difference.
Yeah, really is. So we get through this. We get the mandatory mini camp here in a couple of weeks, and then for you for the summer, any plans? Will you get away for a little while before you come back to start it up in camp?
Yeah, I'll go back home a little bit. See the family, do all that last stuff. But this next month will be big for me to just finish touches with the shoulder and then getting right for camp because everybody knows once camp hits, man, it's
on.
We're off and running. So
that's right.
It'll be fun.
So you mentioned, and we talked about part of it, being able to come up here and be back in the studio again and be around everybody. But like for the fans as well, it's going to be different. I know we got people back in the building last year, but 2 years ago was definitely a different environment. But you guys can go out now. Like you can be amongst people and all that. And my buddy Kenny, it sent the Taki jersey. It's been 2 years in the making.
Shout out Kenny, man.
Shout out Kenny, man. Trying to get that thing signed, but we haven't been able to be around him for 2 years.
That jersey's been in there for that.
2 years. Waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
And now it's there. Kenny from Takitaki. It's a beautiful thing. It's the joy. It's joy, pure joy.
Yeah, it'd be fun too, because during camp, we got the fans coming out.
Yeah.
That coming, that being
Yeah.
back.
There's going to be a lot of energy
That'll
here.
be a lot of energy, man.
I don't think people have any idea what that hair is going to look like at camp. How great that thing's going to be.
Oh, it's.
I mean, I can imagine.
I mean, it's
I can, but I bet it's not even going to be as good as the reality.
Oh,
no,
it's
of
gonna
course not.
It's gonna be flowing in the wind, man.
That's right.
Is there going to be a product?
I don't know.
Or just let it
Hopefully,
live?
Let it live.
You just
I
let
love
live
it,
a little
man.
bit. Just get it.
Get it all wild.
Let's go.
We're living large having you here. It's great to see you again. Thanks for
Yes.
stopping by, buddy.
What a treat.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Seriously.
We appreciate you for coming by. The great Sione Takitaki joining us here in studio. We're off and running on a first Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. On sale Thursday starting at 6 with the Browns home opener and continue at 8 p.m. The team's remaining home games. For more information, visit clevelandbrowns.com for more. What a real treat that was right out of the gates. Having fours in here.
It's great. I like that. Nice fours to have Taki in here. And you know what I've noticed just getting to have John Johnson for the first time in the studio?
Yeah.
Like, look, we're big B's. We're
That's
big
right.
guy interviewers. Can we interview people over Zoom? Sure.
Big guy interviewer.
Of course we can. But there's something about being
BGIs.
There's something about sitting in the room with the guy and getting to feel the energy and look at each other and be around each other. And I think that that was a lot of fun, and it was great to have him in here, and I'm excited for him. He's a guy that, It goes back to, like, we got to talk to him right when he got drafted. You know, the entirety of his tenure here, we've known him and liked him a lot.
Yeah, he was in here. I mean, we had him on the
He was a friend of the program.
And then he was in here that, like, 3 days later,
right
he
after.
was here.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go so long and you don't see him. And it's one of the things that I missed most about the 2-year, restrictions was you didn't get a chance to see these guys the way we used to, and to where you could run into them and you'd see them here in studio. And we can have all the guys we want on the phone. You can have all the guys you want on a Zoom. It's just different.
It's not the same.
It's different.
It's not the
same.
same.
So when you're in person, it's very, very different. So that was great. And we got a lot of good dudes, man. Like,
great dudes.
Great guys who gulp life and they're fun to be around. So you can see that I just hope for the best for him.
Same.
Comes back fully healthy and good to go.
By the way,
Sure.
let me just say, what an absolute treat it is to have you back.
Oh, it's a real treat to be back.
It's a real treat to have you back.
Treat.
And Gibbe, I don't know if you were paying attention or if you were able to hear it, but he came out and just dropped the betwixt right out of the gate. Perfect utilization. He was betwixt me and Takitaki. Accurate, true, fantastic word.
He had a great first segment. He almost didn't get a second.
That was it.
Oh, man.
That was it. Mike's dead.
Send him. Go back.
Going back.
Go back to hell.
Going back on another vacation.
Get right on out of here.
You get out of here. You're not needed.
Your vacation tomorrow's canceled. You're back.
You're
Beau's
back,
on
baby.
vacation.
No, sad.
Beau's on extended leave.
I've decided that I will tell you this. I think that anybody who complains about a dry heat, stop.
Stop it.
Stop it.
It's nothing.
Stop it. It was 102 on Saturday. And what was now again I wasn't laboring. I wasn't building a bridge. Okay, so
you were on vacation.
I was on vacation.
That's right.
And so I wore a bamboo like hoodie.
Of course.
Okay,
that's a veteran move.
Bamboo hoodie, long sleeved.
Yep.
Playing the golf. The sun is everywhere, but as soon as you get in the cart, it's an air conditioner.
That's right.
There's I'm not sweating. I didn't sweat at all. None.
Mm-mm.
Like it was such a home run. I mean, that was a tremendous.
That's why
run.
Arizona's great. Arizona's great. Where you are, great.
Yeah, the dry heat was a big win. I will say this. I'll give you a quick tale for what I think is now the realities of air travel in America. This is what it is. So I get a text yesterday. Our flight was at 1:32. I get a text yesterday en route to the airport, 10 to noon. Your flight is delayed. So this shows up on my United app, and away we. Okay, been down this road before. We all know I had to drive back from Newark. Would not want to wish that on anybody. Not pure joy. Okay, fine. So we get to the Palm Springs airport, and I start doing some investigative research and seeing, like, where did this all start? Because on the United app, you can track where planes are coming from and where the issue is.
Veteran move
So
again.
my plane, and then you also want to know what are my options. And my options yesterday were, because I got a bunch of little kids and my wife, and I'm like, okay, we got it. You put me anywhere in the state of Ohio, Pittsburgh or Detroit, I'll take it. Like, just get me to one of those places. Because
we'll figure it out.
I can't possibly, if I go into another day, what I'm finding out is that every single flight is oversold.
All of
so
them.
5
Always.
seats are never available, ever. Every
What
flight.
happened to me trying to go to Disney?
Yes, there's no such
Oh,
thing
getting there in
as
48 hours. No big deal.
Yeah.
That is a big deal.
That's actually a tremendous deal.
Huge deal.
That's a tremendous deal.
Right.
So I'm looking for all these other flights. So from what I could, yesterday was a pristine day in the desert. From my understanding, it was a pristine day here. Yesterday was great.
It couldn't have been any better. See this?
It has been like this since Monday.
You see this? It was like this
Like
yesterday.
this.
Actually, Sunday
Maybe
was
even
nice. It was just
sunnier, to
cooler.
be perfectly honest.
Okay. All right. So these are not weather-related delays, right? So this delay started in Philadelphia at 6 a.m. A 6 a.m. flight from Philadelphia to Detroit started things off at that point. So then I say, well, my connection time was going to be an hour, so it got cut to a half hour by my half-hour delay. B-18 to B-52 in Denver.
That's going to be a little tough.
So you guys have been to the Denver airport. This would
Yep.
be the difference of walking from what? Chagrin Falls to Olmsted Falls? Is that close to about how far we're talking about? 75 miles? Okay.
And it's not like it's an airport with nobody in it.
No. You
No.
land in the place, it's a war zone. It's just humanity everywhere. And I got 3 kids.
Yep.
Okay, so this I'm not going to be able to run. This sucks. So I go look at my connecting flight that I could connect to. It's delayed, coming from Tucson, by the way.
Oh.
Tucson into Denver.
Oh, boy.
That plane's delayed an hour and 9 minutes. Okay, so in this case, the delay will work in my favor. So I'm feeling better. 2 observations. You're unloading the plane. The pilot says, and not everyone has the fortune that I have to where I'm near the front and going to be one of the first people off. And I know that the incoming plane that I'm on is delayed. There are others that clearly are not. The pilot says, there are some people here that have very tight connections, less than 15 minutes. If you could, please stay in your seat and let these people get to the front. Mr. Zegura, I have a question for you. How many people in the plane do you think stayed in their seat? That is correct.
Yeah, dude.
Not one.
I observe this all the time. It drives me nuts.
It is the
I don't remember where I
dumbest
was where we were.
thing.
Miss K and I were connecting. Maybe it was on the way to Charleston, and our outbound was delayed significantly, and so we were going to need, like, we were one of those people
That had to run.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
and
run.
I'm looking around, and I'm like, and I've heard where these people are going. Some people are. This is their. They just don't care.
No.
They want to get off the plane.
We have no
Yeah.
humanity.
Like
no
100%
civility.
of you are those people.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got a tight flight, apparently. Connection.
You, sir, are a liar.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I know for a fact there was a guy 2 rows ahead of me who was from Denver.
Yeah. So he's
Not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
He's going to He's going to go get his car at a parking. That's it. Nobody says that.
no.
Mad humanity stand up.
Everybody stands up. I looked at my wife one time. This is before Easter. I looked at my wife and I said, this is why some animals eat their young.
Yeah.
And some guy looked at me and was like, excuse me? And I said, I'm talking about you.
That's right.
I'm seated. We're in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You don't have a connecting flight anymore.
No. Awful.
Let's just
awful,
finish
awful,
that
awful.
right now.
Okay, so then so no one makes their connection. As we're running to get to our gate, and we ended up being fine because the other plane was delayed. But you can't trust anything. There's
Correct.
no trust in anything. You don't trust the app. You don't trust the airline. You don't trust the pilot. You don't trust the people flying with you. Nothing. So I hear over the loudspeaker. Now imagine the absolute terror this would provide. Somebody say, if you were on the Palm Springs to Denver flight, and you have a red backpack, please come back to the gate because you have the wrong red backpack. The wrong red Swiss Army backpack.
Oh no.
They kept doing this every 15 minutes. So some poor sap is standing at the gate. Some other
trying
guy
to
is
exchange their
sprinting.
bag.
Some other guy is sprinting
He's on a plane.
with the wrong backpack. Good luck making that all work. So that was pure joy. You land there. It's chaos. As I mentioned, it's 1,000 miles to go. It's just the Denver airport couldn't be any worse. Lucifer's there.
Lucifer
Nightmare.
put in his Maloik on you. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Look at the cream paint
Look at
there.
him.
What a
Look at
night.
him. Oh, yes.
So the other thing I observe is this, and this is, I think, a critical error. They get on the loudspeaker and they go, as we're ready to board for Cleveland last night, get on the loudspeaker and go, this plane is oversold. No kidding.
Shocking.
They all are. Who would have thunk it? We are going to run out of overhead space. So if you could, and you're willing to check your bag all the way through, we would do it for you for free. Quite frankly, you ought to pay us to do it because of how long it's going to take to get our bags here in Cleveland. Which is 45 minutes.
substantial.
There's no way it's less. I think and it's not the people there that they don't hire enough people, right?
Yes.
So no one's willing to do this, right?
Of course not.
No one's willing to do this. So then what does that do? 240 people go to the gate to stand in line to get on the plane. 240 people.
We're boarding zone 1, and all 4 zones get up and walk to the thing.
No,
I don't know why you're in a hurry to get on the plane.
They didn't get up because they were already there.
That's right. They're there.
I don't understand that either.
There's a guy.
My wife and I will wait until
Yeah, but he's
they're
saying you
almost
needed
ready
to get
close
the
door.
overhead
They were worried
space.
about the overhead. So we were group 2.
I'm with you. I
There
like
was
to
a
be last
guy
on the plane.
Me too. There was a guy standing. Now, but I had carry-ons with the kids. We didn't check bags this time. There was a guy standing, and I'm here in studio demonstrating, with one hand on this and another one here. You shall not pass. I'm going to be the first person on this plane in the second boarding group. Like he was there for 45 minutes.
He was pulling like a Gandalf.
He was.
You shall not pass.
Glad you picked up on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Stunning. But again, there's no humanity in it. There's no dignity in it. And it's all, from what I can tell, there aren't enough people working, or they're not willing to pay people to work what's required to get people to work.
Nor are they empowered. They don't want to deal with it.
No, they don't want to deal with it.
But I don't blame them because I don't think they're
I don't blame that
empowered
either.
or compensated.
I have so
to
much
deal with
respect and admiration for people who like pilots, flight attendants. My God, because it's thankless, bro. It's thankless. But flying in America right now, best of luck. We ended up getting in. It ended up being about an hour and a half late,
which is on time today.
Which is on time for them.
Time.
I think for them, if you get to destination, that's
it's a
on
win.
time.
It's a win.
If you get there, that's on time.
On the day that you are trying to get there.
On the day that you're trying to get there.
Huge win.
So we had to make the decision this morning so the kids were out of school 4 days. We pulled them out for this. We got to the house. It was after midnight.
Right. Do we wake them up and
do we send them? So I sent the two olders. Bootsy got to sleep. A little sleep it a little bit. He's only in kindergarten.
He's
What's
like
he missing?
Lucius Ferris. He sleeps because he's loved.
By the way, though, that is probably ultimately beneficial to you and your wife, because a Bootsy with some sleep as opposed to a sleep-deprived Bootsy.
No.
That you get the whiny, you don't get good things.
No. And it was so hard because all he did was thrive for like 5-6 days, just thrived. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you if you're flying. I wish you luck.
Good luck.
That's it. You'll need all of it.
My 10, if you take legs of flights, 10 of them that I took maybe in the last 6 months, we're talking, I think I was 90% delayed at least 90 minutes.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, that's not
to mention the one where they said, hey, you're all on the plane. Guess what? Oops, sorry. We're actually not flying. Everybody off.
Come on off.
Come on off.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Kids crying. We want Disney.
There used to be, I think what they've done, well, let's try to make it right.
Oh.
And now they're just, we can't make it right. You're going to keep flying.
Yeah.
What choice do you have? There's only so many of us who can do this.
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
Unless you are a PJ person, and that's a very small percentage of people.
Or you're going to drive. Or you're going to drive.
And at $4 a gallon. Just in Cleveland.
Good luck with that.
You're gonna.
I'll tell you what, though. It does make one want to seek out drivable options. Like if you're having a similar experience somewhere that you could have, I
agree.
You're like, all right, well, maybe I will drive as opposed to, like, you know what? Could I have gone down into, somewhere in the South or Florida on the water? Hey, maybe I'll drive up to Traverse City this summer.
Yep. That's it. That's what you
nice
do.
Area.
That's right.
I plan on doing it.
Yep. You try to find the drivables. That's what it is.
I will, a fantastic little app. If you want to see where planes are, where, we've had to track, Flight Radar 24 is a fantastic free app.
Wow.
And you can track any flight in the United States actually anywhere in the world at any time previously within the past 24 hours or in an active situation. You can actually see where they are, what their time is, if they're delayed, how long.
Knowing's half the battle.
That's just a little information, G.I. Joe.
I was going to say, did you play with G.I. Joes as a young man?
I did.
Yeah.
I'll leave you with this. So you have seen the charms of young Bootsy.
Good. I was not going to let you stop without giving me your favorite Bootsy story from the weekend. So you can also give me your least favorite Bootsy story for the weekend, because
those are less.
It will also be entertaining.
Those don't paint him in the best light. The best Bootsy. It's not so much a specific story, but rather just a new move that he has. And he did this at the in-laws' place, and this was his move. He figured this out very quickly. He would ask for something, but he doesn't do it in front of me. So he will go, Dad, where's Mom? I don't know. What do you need? I just need to talk to Mom. And then he'll just try to leave the room. No. What do you need? I just want to talk to Mom. No. What do you need? Eventually I break him. He asks. I say no. I'll leave the room.
What is a typical request here? What's he really trying to suss out? Snacks?
Snacks, for sure. Can I have some ice cream? Can I get a snack? Can I do something? It's always that. Something.
Like, no.
You're good. You've had plenty. Trust me.
Yeah.
So these type of things. So as I would leave the room, then what he was doing was he was going dead sprint to Grandma.
Oh.
Which was incredible.
Grandma's never
dead and then I get there and I'm like, wait, what's this?
Well, Grandma said I could have it.
Right there. Grandma said I could have it. Gigi said I could have it.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Well, listen, first of all, okay, hold on a second. you've got to appreciate his understanding of the dynamics.
Of course.
That's brilliant. That's advanced.
Yeah. That's what I said. High ceiling, low floor for him.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, what he understands is that everything here is a function of supply and demand and also willingness. And where he always has demand, you're not often willing to supply. But you know who is? Gigi.
Gigi is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just like when I was a kid, I'd go to my nannies and I would get spoiled, and they'd call her the spoiler. And guess what? I really enjoyed going to
It
my
all worked
nannies.
out, right? It all worked
Great.
out. That's part of the deal.
She had a great time. I had a great time. It was wonderful.
He was big on multiple serves in pickleball before any of his counted, and very judicious with golf stroke count. Got a lot of 4s and 5s. Got a lot of 4s and 5s, even if it was a 9-putt, 4 or 5. What'd you get, Boots? 5. Really?
Is that before you got to the green or while you were on the green?
Unbelievable. Absolutely.
Do you hit him with a "you sir are a liar"?
Oh,
on
yeah,
a
all the
5?
time.
Oh, yeah.
The in-laws weren't crazy about that I would drop.
They didn't
you,
like
sir,
that.
are a liar.
They didn't like that.
I could tell they were uncomfortable with me calling a 6-year-old, you, sir, are a liar. I said, well, you don't know him.
When the shoe fits.
You don't know him.
Yeah.
This is what I'm dealing with. I'm trying to raise this little animal. Crazy.
Was he going for morning swims? What was it? Give me like take me through a day for Bootsy.
My God.
Wake up, straight in, breakfast smoothie.
Great.
Little
Wonderful,
breakfast
healthy
smoothie to start the day.
Beautiful.
Quarter zip and shorts, golf cart ride up, little pickleball, little play on the playground, little putting green. Do that. Maybe go to the driving range a little bit like that. Early mid-morning swim. Mid-morning swim.
Course. Yeah.
Likes to work into chicken fingers for lunch. Little
Okay.
chicken fingers or macaroni and cheese. Those were kind of his staples for lunch. He liked to work in that. Side of fruit. He'd go for that.
Yeah.
Go for a side of fruit. Another swim. Little golf. Papa, can I drive the cart? Sure.
Yeah.
What's
Why
stopping
not?
you? Meantime, I'm telling the other two no. 10 and 8-year-olds, no, you can't. Go right ahead. You can. A little bit of golf. A little bit of dinner, run back, usually some sort of it's right back into that chicken fingers, mac and cheese, side of berries world. Little ice cream for dessert, movie, bed.
Is he entering the territory at which he's starting to curry resentment amongst
significant
the elders?
Amongst Kingsley
Yes.
and Black Cobra,
Yes.
significant resistance to his, so there were some moments where they would just bury him in things, like in basketball, or like we would play me and him against those two in hoops, or me and him against those two in pickleball, and they would just go at him. And then his feelings are tremendously hurt because why is everybody picking on me?
Because you're living the life.
That's
bro,
why,
'cause
brother.
You do whatever you want.
Because the other 11 hours of the day that you're awake, you're
doing
getting whatever you want.
you want, and they see it.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I did ask Kingsley. There was a fight between Black Cobra and Bootsy, and I said, Kingsley, they both had this story, and I said, well, what do you think's the truth here? I'm sure you witnessed it without hesitation. Peyton's telling the truth, my oldest. He's telling the truth. Paxton's lying. Bootsy's lying. And I said, why? And he goes, because that's what he does. I said, okay, pretty direct. Pretty direct.
And Abraham Lincoln is telling you the
No,
truth.
he doesn't. There's no wavering.
You sure there's not a siding there? Because of
I can't
what's
imagine
going
he'd
on
side with the older.
No way.
If anything,
As the
because he
middle?
can
No way.
manipulate
Yeah.
the little guy. What a time. What a time. For car, truck, or motorcycle accident cause your injury, call the injury lawyers at 1-800-ELK-OHIO for a free case review. Elk and Elk's a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll go around the league. A lot to get to on these side of things, including Tom Brady's Fox deal and what that all entails. That is coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. My friends, the Bath Authority can give you that bathroom of your dreams. You can transform your current bathroom, ho-hum, into a custom bath. It will feel like a spa. They can do it for you in about a day. Let the Bath Authority make it a reality for you at a fraction of the cost of the competitors. The Bath Authority is our area's premier bath and shower remodeler, expert factory-trained installers. Give them a call now. You get $500 off your next custom bath or shower remodel. That number is 216-220-8399. Or go to thebathauthority.com. They have the largest selection of bath projects. They're all made in the United States. If you want to go from a bathtub to a shower conversion, they can do that as well. Superior Products, expert installers, 216-220-8399. $500 off right now. Go to thebathauthority.com where affordability meets quality. So did the details of the Brady thing hit when you guys were on the air yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Right before.
Right before.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I saw like all the outrage about the amount of money it is or whatever. I think people are just viewing it wrong. We talk about this all the time with these guys. Like, Fox is paying Tom Brady, if that is the number, and I saw Marchand double back on his money. He doubled back on saying, this is the number. I know Fox said, that's not it, only our shareholders, blah, blah, blah. Marchand, and he's good on this. He's nailed all this stuff.
10-375.
Yeah, 10-375.
Not bad.
They are paying $37.5 million a year over 10 years for Tom Brady, for the association with Tom Brady, so that he will be the face of Fox Sports,
That's right.
Fox News, so that if they're closing a deal with DraftKings, let's say, pick it, doesn't matter what it is. Tom Brady comes in and he shakes hands and kisses babies. That's what it's about. There was a time when the person that you would have paid the $37.5 million for might have been someone like Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
When an American Idol was on. Probably he made this kind of money. Maybe more. Who knows? But at that time, those guys were the face of the network. Now, because they can't make Patrick Mahomes do it or Matthew Stafford do it or Deshaun Watson or anybody else because they're players, the closest they can get to that is the guys calling their biggest games. So that's where the money comes from, and that's why it is what it is.
It's incredible, and I did a little guess the stats with Gibbe. We went through Tom's career. He's only made more than $37.5 million once in 22 seasons. Obviously, these 10 years will pay him more than he's made in the NFL.
Yeah.
What was shocking to Gibbe was that he'd only made more than $20 million 4 times in his career.
Yeah.
That's the last four most recent. I mean, that is a massive amount of money. And I was saying yesterday, and I'm curious your thoughts on it, it feels like this deal is made and it is cemented the way that it is because it is known now this is his last year.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I thought that. I definitely thought that they now know that this is it. I think 2 things are interesting for me. Number one, that he was so quick to sign up for this without having tested the waters on other things. So I thought that was an interesting thing to me. The second thing I thought was, I don't know if he will be good at this, because if you think about those golf things that he's on, he's not the star of those. It's Peyton Manning, it's Aaron Rodgers, it's Phil Mickelson.
Correct.
He's not the one that's all that interesting, right? So that surprised me. The other thing that surprised me is, and I do believe the reporting that he was close to going to Miami as part of ownership there. I'm wondering why he chose this instead of that. Like, why he did not pursue ownership if it is after this year. That surprised me a little bit as well.
I agree with you. That part of it is surprising. It's just the whole thing, though. It is a staggering sum. It is.
Yeah.
It is wild. And I think you're right. It's for the associations. You allow them to do a lot of big business. They look at it as a very good marketing investment, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. But they will view him as the face of Fox. That's what he will be.
But what if he sucks doing it?
Well,
I don't think he will.
I don't think he'll suck. I mean, I think he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. Don't you think that they put this offer to Peyton Manning?
I mean, if they were smart, they would have.
Because he would be better at this.
He's incredibly gregarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Razor sharp wit, quick on his feet, great sense of humor, incredible acumen for the game, as Tom would. But he is far more TV friendly than Brady. And I assume, Manning said no to that. I'm sure of it. There's no way that they didn't offer this to Peyton Manning. Everybody knows, everyone's trying to get Manning for all these years. And he chose to so that tells me one thing on Manning's front. Either A, it might be a combination of the following. I know that he's coaching his kids flag football and all that stuff, and he wouldn't be able to do that if he was still doing this. His Monday night gig he gets to do from his house.
Yep.
Right?
Pretty
Versus flying all over the country. And the third thing is, I keep seeing, as you guys heard, I spent some time in Denver at the airport. We're talking $5 billion on that. Is Manning part of that ownership of the Denver Broncos? Those are things that ran through my head because 1035 would get your attention. 10 for 375 would get your attention.
Yeah.
Even if you're Peyton Manning, that would get your attention. So the fact that he would have said no to that, I'm sure that he did, leads you to believe what other irons does he have in the fire, or is he just satisfied with what he's doing?
It's a very good and fair question, and one that I do not obviously have.
We'll
the
probably
answer to,
never
but
get an answer for it. Honestly, you'll never hear about it.
Could it have been? He would have been able to get out of his ESPN thing, right? Like, I can't imagine that is so significant.
They probably offered this.
It was up for renewal after this past season, so he had the opportunity to walk away.
Yeah, if Fox let Aikman walk when they did, remember Aikman said they didn't even come back to him and say with anything. Like, they were so willing to let him walk, leads you to believe that they had something going as a replacement, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. We did get a game reveal, Fox today, and they going Cowboys at Packers on a random Sunday in November. When is the day? Is it tomorrow? Or is it today?
Tonight.
Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. You'll get the full schedule.
It's just
but
weird.
It's leaking out like one weird and random game at a time.
Yeah, but ESPN on Monday, it was Buck and Aikman announced. It was on Good Morning America.
See, there you go.
They were announcing their first the doubleheader. And yesterday, CBS announced Christmas Day. Like,
I missed that. What is the Christmas Day?
It is Denver at the Rams at 4:30. So every game's been big, and then Fox comes out today, and they're like, Mike McCarthy returns to Green Bay, Dallas and Green Bay, and I'm like,
Mike McCarthy.
But that was
it's not on a holiday. It's not
That's the storyline that they're
and
pumping.
I'm just like, wait a minute. That's the big announcement on Fox. The one game that you picked for Fox is that?
Right, is the NFL not doing a full slate of games on the 25th on Christmas? They're just doing the one? Are we playing every game on the 24th?
No, we're doing.
So they're only doing 3 games on the 25th?
3 games on the 25th. Everything else is Christmas Eve. There will be a Monday night game on the 26th.
Wow. Boy, I would love a Monday night doubleheader. Everybody's off the 26th.
Yep.
Run that out there. Do a Monday night doubleheader. Just going right for the NBA's throat.
Triple header.
Yeah.
See if you can beat it. We don't think you can.
No, they won't. They won't. This from New York Giants rookie Kayvon Thibodeau pays Graham Gano for the number 5 jersey, $50K for charity. That's nice. That's very good for a Puppies Behind Bars for service dogs for wounded war veterans. That's awesome. That's what a great use of it. You guys going to use these defensive ends in 5? I thought it was supposed to just be linebackers and secondary guys. Anybody can wear a single digit, even DNs?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Or are they classifying him as a linebacker?
They do play a 3-4.
They might be calling him a linebacker. I thought D linemen couldn't wear single digits. I thought there were still some limitations to it, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Gibby asked if you were a player, how much you'd be willing to pay for a jersey number, or would you? Was there ever a jersey that meant a lot to you, a number? 3?
They're calling him an outside linebacker.
Yeah, see, there you go. I didn't think D linemen could wear them.
I would like to have 3, sure. If I was a quarterback, would I like to have 3 or 16? Yeah, but could I be fine wearing 1? Sure.
Quarterbacks are so many good numbers.
Yeah, the notion that I'm going to give a ton of money to do it, I feel
50 for a first-round pick, though. That's safe. That's fair.
Yeah. And he did it. I like the way that it was done.
Charity, yeah.
It was done for a charity. Yes.
Yeah. These kickers and punters are going to have a lot of currency on their hands.
No doubt, because they've been sitting on these numbers forever.
For all these years.
Yeah.
Have we done any more? Do we have any more? Or is it everything that we've already known from a jersey standpoint?
Yeah. And as far as the singles
Nothing's
and stuff,
changed.
just a walk.
Yeah, that's it. This as well today, former Jags kicker Josh Lambo sues Jacksonville over Urban Meyer's behavior-seeking payment of his $3.5 million base salary, 21, along with compensation for emotional distress. When I was reading his account, I can 100% picture all of that happening that way, exactly the way that it did.
I was
all
going to
of
say,
it.
I don't
Like
think he's
the-
wrong. I
No,
don't know
the
about
quote. He's not getting $3.5 million for it.
I don't think the
but-
emotional distress is going to play out. But
No, I wouldn't think so. But I would say that in an odd way, this probably helps Shad Khan's case for not paying Urban any of his money. Here's one more thing where I'm not going to pay out that contract.
Yeah. And you would, I mean,
Yeah.
again, you're not getting conspiracy theories, but I'm sure that there was somebody who said, hey, this is a good thing for you to do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's just
Crazy.
the 30 for 30 on that season is going to be stunning, I think.
How about how he's going back to Fox to do TV, the college football TV?
is he going?
Well, I mean, it's the worst kept secret. Like he's going to go back and do that
Sure.
college
That
football
doesn't surprise
pregame
me.
show.
Is he going to replace Stoops? Are they going to bump Stoops?
Stoops is he's going to XFL or something. So yeah, he's going right back in. They're just going to act like nothing happened.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to ignore
Fine.
Urban Meyer, great college coach.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yep. I think he'll get the itch to coach again. There's no way he wants to go out like this. He'll get the itch to coach in college again.
Is
But
he
where
hireable at
in
a
college,
big program?
Yeah, sure. Big state U. Pick
Boost-
one in the South.
Boosters will be happy to look the
Te-
other
let's
way.
say Texas can't land the plane with Steve Sarkisian, and they've tried all this time. Meanwhile, Texas A&M starts winning based on their recent recruiting.
Did Texas even have anybody drafted this year?
No, there were more kids from the state of Texas were drafted than any other state in the union. Not one of them played at the University of Texas. That's
crazy.
impossible.
Impossible.
That's as big a failure as can be.
They're betwixt
that-
a rock and a hard place.
They really are. Rumpke Waste Recycling, family owned and operated. Whether you join them as a customer or as an employee, you'll become part of the family. Visit rumpke.com to learn more. I also want to tell you guys, Sugardale sponsoring grand opening event, the newest Meyer location. Visit the Brunswick store this Friday, the 13th, for samples, giveaways, special appearances by Browns alumni and Chops. For store locations and more, visit sugardale.com/events. Did you make any headway with your?
No, but we ran into each other in the cafe,
How did that go?
and I said, it's sad that we're on the rocks. I
That
go,
we're
"It's
at
sad-
odds."
It's sad that it's come to this. And he goes, well, I'm not at odds with you. I said, well, I am at odds with you. And I think you know why. And I think it's warranted. And he said, I'm working on it.
Working on it. Feels like it's a.
I think because, again, I go back to this, because he is pushing the envelope so much, and he's not just – you just got to keep quiet about it.
I mean, we did that
You're
approach for a
blaming
long
me?
time. Shocker.
You're blaming me?
I'm not blaming
Oh,
you,
my God.
but I'm telling
Sad.
you,
That's
anybody that has gotten the sweatshirt has not openly lobbied for it.
We didn't either.
Neither did we.
Well,
I
now
was
he
named-
is.
Well, no, now we
No.
went the other way.
No. In fact, I was told
I think you are,
Hey.
but you are openly upset when other people.
No, the big issue was an enormous olive branch was extended and a rear end was saved. You could argue.
yes, and I was told because of that it was happening.
Yeah, and not.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, you do.
I know about the hat, and we all agreed in the booth that you should, but that doesn't mean that the person that
No, it was
I
stated.
believe
in
it was
charge
stated.
It was
yeah.
stated.
It
It
was
was
stated.
stated.
It was stated.
well,
All right, we'll see. We'll see where all this turns
We
out.
had Pursuit of Perfection awards. We
No, we
tried
really did.
sugar, honey.
Sometimes
I
you
think
got to
you're
go
talking
vinegar.
to the wrong person.
I don't know. The guy's
I mean, the guy that
He's a
makes
very
the ultimate
impressive guy.
decision on the sweatshirt is in the corner office.
he's a very impressive guy.
Really is. Really is. All right. Coming up next, schedule release is tomorrow. We got a little schedule challenge for the kids.
Why not?
We got a little higher or lower coming up, a little better or worse. Fun final hour. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Beau here for Indy East 4th. Excited to be part of the great story of East 4th Street. Indy brings music-themed atmosphere, Southern comfort cuisine, craft cocktails to East 4th Street. Indy has a big announcement this week. The Cleveland Rooftop Bar, located above Indy, is opening third. This thing's going to be unbelievable. The perfect place to celebrate downtown this summer. Brought to you by the owners of Char Whiskey Bar and Grill and Avo Modern Mexican. Learn more at Indy East 4th on social. You want to know, I'm watching Notre Dame football in the last hour, tweeted out the Mannings, Peyton and Eli, are speaking to, like, the football team. Yeah. And I think I'm convinced one of my greatest takes is that and I've got several, is that the entire Manning family gets all their clothes from the same haberdashery in New Orleans.
It's unreal.
You've been on that.
They all
look the same.
There was an image of them on Mother's Day. I see Eli and Peyton here. What are they? You tell me. You tell me what they're wearing. Talking to Notre Dame. Quarter zips and the same khakis. Eli's are gray. Peyton's are khaki. That's it.
That's it.
It's the same thing.
God bless him.
It's remarkable.
It's a great business for that haberdasher.
Whichever one it is.
He's doing great. He's killing it.
Crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Schedule release is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Here is our challenge.
8 p.m.
Per Gibbe. If you were the NHL schedule maker, how would you slate the following games? How many primetime games would you give us? And who would you get in the opener? So the home slate is Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Bucks, Saints, Chargers, Patriots, Jets. The away is Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Houston, Carolina, Atlanta, Buffalo, Miami, Washington. Let's just say this. It's really good to have it be the NFC South.
It's a very good year for that.
Thank God, because the rest of the schedule's
it's
a
honestly
little beefy.
It could have been a lot worse, I think. I mean, obviously, so how many Super Bowl contenders that you play? Bengals that we think really are. Do we really think the Ravens are Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah.
We do? Okay. Bengals, Ravens, Chargers, Tampa,
Buffalo.
That's it.
I mean, Miami thinks they are, but I don't know if you saw that social media post. Okay. That was a really bad idea to post it.
Miami and New England are pretenders.
If you are whoever is running that operation.
That was unfortunate.
Okay, so whoever shot the video, clearly, whoever shot I mean, you're shooting the video, you're just shooting everything, right?
Sure.
So whoever edited the video obviously doesn't know football. So that's what I would say right away. That person doesn't know football, or they were just looking for Tua passing the ball to Tyreek Hill, and they didn't even pay attention to what else was going on. Which do you think is more likely?
I think that similar to the Lamar Jackson to Sammy Watkins, where they're just trying to say, oh, look, here's our quarterback throwing the ball to our new guy. And then I don't think anybody had an appreciation for it. It was beautifully shot, a nice mix of
gorgeous NFL films, follow the ball
into the fast motion. Sure, you followed through the air, and then you realize, oh, wait, he had to come to a complete stop to catch the ball on a go route. So that's probably not great. So that made it through a lot of layers.
Lots of layers.
And it made it out there. So not good. The only thing, and I like this, we were listening to McAfee show discuss this earlier, is that maybe it was they're doing it. It's like they're trying to, sandbag it. He's thrown all these dimes leading Hill perfectly, and that was like the worst throw of the day. And so they put that out there to like sandbag it. So people think this is what they were expecting from Tua, that he can't throw it far enough for Tyreek Hill, but actually he can, but we're going to make him think he can't. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that for a second.
No,
I think that many layers failed.
Same.
It's what I think happened. I think many layers failed, and that's probably the way that thing goes. I don't see any scenario how it's the other one. I don't buy that at all.
All right.
That was a bad one.
No, I agree. So, all right, primetime games, how many do you think?
Over under 3.5?
Yeah.
What did we have last year?
Over.
We had.
I feel like we've let down NBC a lot.
I got a feeling
we played well on that Sunday night. I mean, we had 4 picks. Our D played great.
But it feels like we've
overall,
had some, in the last few years as we've ascended, that we've let them down a little bit.
I think I also think this year that Sunday Night Football is like they're going with a real flexible model. Like I don't think it's necessarily all locked in. So that could be
games
a hard
could be
thing
flexed
to do.
starting week 5.
Starting week 5.
Into Sunday night?
Yes.
Sunday night still has that priority?
Yes.
Wow.
Starting week 5.
I'm very curious. One thing I'm very curious about tomorrow night.
So does that mean, hold on, real quick question
please.
to answer
Mr.
this,
Zegura,
does
go
that
ahead.
mean that there won't be Sunday night games scheduled for those weeks, or there will be Sunday night games scheduled for those weeks that
There
can
will
be
be.
changed
They can
out?
be flexed out.
Okay.
I'm just
I still think
confirming.
I feel like 4
Yeah.
feels right with this schedule, with the quality of people on the schedule.
Sunday night games in weeks 5 through 15 and week 17 subject to change. Obviously, that takes away like the Christmas, and then like I think that week before Christmas, which in the past has always been some kind of NFL Network Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
We played on that.
Yep.
All right, here's one thing that we don't know at this point, and this is you guys may know, I don't. How is the rules of determining who gets what game the same as it has been, or under the new television agreements are they different? For example, does Monday Night Football have more of is it a bigger deal now than it used to be because of the money ESPN paid and because Buck and Aikman are on that call?
Yeah.
Is that different now? I don't know that. Does the 4:30 Fox, does that game still have the juice with Burkhardt and Olsen?
Well, and if I'm Fox, am I saying, hey, we lost Thursday Night Football because they were the home of Thursday Night Football, basically. It was NFL Network and Fox. Fox said, hey, we gave you this so you can make more money. How about a little something on the back end on Sunday afternoons at 4:30?
See, I don't know. That's what I don't
either.
know. I don't know how they're going to view the Amazon games. I don't know how they're going to view those. No idea how they're going to view those.
I think those are going to be big. I think those will get
so.
At
That's,
least for
that's
the
Michaels
first
and
month.
Herb Street.
yeah.
Like, what is that like? Are they going to want to make sure that those are hits? My hunch is yeah. I'm guessing that they will.
So the first Thursday night game is NBC, and that'll be Rams hosting somebody because it's always the Super Bowl champs, but NBC will have that. So week 2 is essentially the first Amazon Prime game, and I believe that got announced during the draft.
It did.
I think it did.
Is that Chargers Chiefs?
Yeah, you got it.
Yep, Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah, remember that awkwardly
All
Tony
the-
Gonzalez
yeah.
was out there
Eckler was out
with
there.
Eckler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would expect Prime to make a splash for that first month.
Here's the other thing you have to consider.
Yep.
Because I just want to lay all the cards out. The AFC is just loaded. So you could make an argument for all 4 teams in the AFC West being primetime games every week. You could make an argument that all 4 in our division, because even the team that we all think is the weakest of the 4 in Pittsburgh, if they don't have they have a top 3 following in the country.
They're still pretty darn good. Yep.
And they're still pretty good. And they still have everybody. So you said, what was your number? 3.5?
Yeah.
3.5.
I'm going to go
prime
3.
times.
I'm going to go under. I think we'll have 3. I'll go under the 3.5. Just because for the various factors that lead to it.
Well,
and I just think there's so many great teams, like they're going to be able to balance it out.
I think you went 8-9 a year ago. And
True.
we saw a drop off the one year that we were the Freddie year. I mean, how many primetime games did we have? And then the following year, not so much.
That's fine.
You got to prove it. Now, that being said, if you can flex between weeks 5 and 15,
you could end up with a lot.
Yeah, you could end up getting flexed and playing on Sunday night. I don't know. I agree with you on the NBC Sunday night thing. I think you got to earn your way in, probably.
Yeah.
I
hate those games, by the way. I hate Sunday Night Football. I hate
not waiting
around.
all day. Not waiting all day.
Not opposite, antithesis. So
Good word.
give me a lot of 1 o'clocks. I like a Thursday. Not afraid of a Thursday.
And you got the whole weekend.
Whole weekend to live a little bit.
I like a Monday.
I don't mind a Monday. All day Monday to get hype. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Not crazy about a Sunday night anyway. They can have it.
We've typically, it feels like, too, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it feels like our Thursday night is usually fairly early in the season.
It's what it was 2 years ago in
Jets
Cincinnati.
Jets game, Baker's rookie year.
Yep.
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like it's been early.
And then last year was Denver also here.
That was in the first 6 weeks?
It was week 7, I think.
Yeah,
It was right after.
yeah.
It was right after Arizona. On the
First
short
half
week
of the
off Arizona.
season.
Yeah,
So
first half of the season. I think we should get 4. That's what I'm going with. 4.
We're in the
Yeah.
vicinity, though. It's not going to be. It'll be in that realm.
Of all those opponents, do they open at home or open on the road?
I don't know. What did
We opened in Kansas City last year.
Yeah.
Probably home then.
Year before that, where do we open?
Pittsburgh was here my first year.
There's Coach Tarver right
There
there.
he is.
Striding around.
Yeah, the neck
This
looks
guy
good.
Takitaki was here. He's looking
neck?
good. Feeling good. Yeah, he's looking
Feel
there.
good?
He is.
Oh, double thumbs up.
Both of them.
Just like go to launch, man.
That's right. Go.
Give it to him.
I don't know. I would like to open up at home. I think that would be great. And I said on the show, was it yesterday we were talking about what my ideal home opener would be, and I said the two teams that I want from our home schedule to open with, I want either the Steelers, and I'd circled them, or the Jets. I want to get that Jets team early. I feel like there's a lot of talent there. Get them early, or the Steelers. I feel good about. We don't need to open the season, and we can beat anybody. I said I feel very confident we can beat anybody, but like our home slate is tough. Bengals, Ravens, Tampa, Chargers. So 4 out of our 8 we feel are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. I don't know that we need to like start with that kind of a salvo.
No.
Then we opened 2 years ago. We opened the season in Baltimore in front of nobody.
Yeah, I tried. I put that game out of my mind.
Oh yeah, I was there.
That was
So we've been
that
away
game
the
was
last 2
over.
years.
Yeah, and then 19.
We opened
19
at
was
home.
Pittsburgh.
No,
Right? In the
it was-
rain. Denzel had the
no.
2 picks.
It was Houston. No,
It
it
was
wasn't. It was Tennessee.
That was 18, right?
18 was Pittsburgh.
Denzel was the same year as
Baker.
Baker. Yeah, 18.
18.
18 was
18
home.
was Pittsburgh.
So
home.
was 17 with Kaiser.
And 19 was against Tennessee. It was Odell's first
Oh,
year.
gosh, yeah, that was a bloodbath.
Oh my
We
God!
have
Also
not
at home.
ha-
So we had 3 homes in a row,
And then 2 roads.
Oh, well, there you go. That's weird they don't do that every other.
Yeah,
Just why would you not just make it every other?
and it's also interesting that it's been in the division. And you'd think like opening week it should always just be like it should be a thing, always in the division.
Yeah, play the Bengals, the Ravens, or the Steelers to open the season.
Why not? Every division has 4 teams, and it's easy to do.
Sort it out. Yeah, seems really easy.
I feel like
Yeah.
week 1, the first game, everybody's first game, and everybody's last game should be in the division.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Which of these do you – I mean, if Brady is Tom Brady here, that's pretty good.
Doesn't that feel like that should be prime time?
It does, but I don't – I mean, you probably – here's the problem, though. Because of the lack of competitive balance in the 2 conferences, Tampa Bay is going to have to play a ton of primetime games
Yeah.
because they're going to have to lift up everybody in the
Well,
NFC.
And they're gonna
They play 7 games against garbage.
Yeah.
They're going to go 7-0 in that division.
6-0.
6-0,
Yeah.
sorry. 6-0 in that
Yeah.
division.
Yeah.
Saints, Carolina, Falcons. Sweep.
Saints have
6-0.
their number. Maybe they'll go 5-1. But yes, your point is well taken.
I mean,
But I
so
mean-
one of those, you know,
And if we're being fair about it, I think right now Brady versus Burrow, if they're going to give a primetime game to Tampa and the AFC
Yeah,
North, it's
yeah,
probably going to be Brady and Burrow
yes. Yep.
as it sits right now. I mean, why wouldn't
I
it
would
be?
say I mean, they usually give us a Steelers game in prime.
Yep.
That feels like it. And then the other one, I think you're talking Chargers or Buffalo are the other 2 that I think feel like
What about
prime.
what about Bengals?
I was just going to
We
say.
have a lot of Bengals in prime time.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that too. Like a Monday night.
That could be a Sunday night. The Battle of Ohio.
Yeah.
I just think NBC is going to be a show me.
I agree.
You got to
What
show
do you
me.
think? Okay,
I agree. I think they should be, especially if Sean's not suspended and playing. I would assume that you would want him on prime time.
Let me ask you guys this. If you were to say in the NFL's mind, this is just, I don't think we know the answer to this. Maybe we do know the answer to this, but I don't believe we do. What is to your point, what is the drafting process? Is it Amazon first choice,
How I
NBC
perceive it to
second,
be?
ESPN third, then CBS 425, then Fox? It feels to me like Fox is picking last.
But does Fox? Yeah, because Fox has a Super Bowl, don't they?
It's got to be a snake draft,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can't you can't minimize CBS 425.
No.
Like they got to.
But it's got, I would imagine, with this ESPN thing and with the way that the money Amazon spent, that those are going to be, I feel like those jump a normal Sunday.
I agree. I think the problem that they have is, I mean, Fox shouldn't change based on announcers.
No.
Fox has the Super Bowl. So
Fox
is probably picking last.
Okay. But you're talking about, I think what happened this offseason that's going to make this more interesting tomorrow night is you now have Amazon and ESPN. My perception is they are now on equal footing with Fox, NBC, and CBS. And previously, the Thursday night package and the Monday Night Football package weren't. And now they are.
Agree with that.
So I think that's the biggest difference in how this thing is going to shake out.
And I don't know, Mike North, who is a guy that I spent a lot of time with.
The Chicago guy?
Season. No.
Oh, I thought you meant like the legendary Chicago radio guy.
Mike North is like the head of TV and radio.
Oh, okay.
For the league.
Different guy.
From a commercial standpoint and, talking through formats and whatnot. It is I heard he was on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and each network can like reserve a game. And it can't be touched, it can't be moved, it can't be flexed.
Right.
I mean, I would assume that CBS is probably keeping Bills Chiefs.
Yeah, that's Aikman, Romo, yeah. Or Romo and Nance, yeah.
I would if I'm looking and if I'm NFC, if I'm Fox, you pick a game, CBS picks a game. I don't know if ESPN gets that right or if Amazon gets that right. I would think, but
the problem is the other ones with the CBS and Fox have associations with conferences, and the other three don't. So that's another big distinction.
Yep.
Is that CBS can say, look, this is an AFC game. We're keeping this one. You can't take it.
Can't touch it.
We see this. I see this in college all the time. Like Fox does that with the Ohio State-Michigan game. Like we have the association with the Big Ten. We have that.
That's our game.
Yeah. That's our game. The ESPN, you can take Ohio State, Penn State, whatever happens with Ohio State, Notre Dame this year, fine. But Ohio State, Michigan, that's a Fox game. So I don't know how that part works. Does anybody know?
No.
Wild West, brother.
I think we'll get a very good idea when the schedule comes out and we're able to look at it on a week-by-week basis.
Yeah.
And we'll assess what is happening.
You and Donovan were talking about the other day. Like, if you have a bunch of primetime games early, that they don't the question is, do they think a lot of you? If you're in primetime later in the season, is that more of a telling sign?
Well, and for us,
how they view
that's with
you.
Deshaun, too. Like, if they're the ones making the schedule, they're the ones who could potentially hand out the punishment. If we're playing
Right.
primetime early, does that make you feel more likely that they are waiting to hand out punishment, if at all, till things happen? And now the latest, while you were gone, it came out that there's nothing expected to happen until April of 2023. So will they suspend him for the season, or will it be pushed into 2023? If the Browns are playing a bunch of primetime early, I would say that makes you think maybe not, but maybe they're completely unrelated. Maybe they don't care about that. I don't know. I don't know.
Here's the crazy thing. In the AFC North this year, you could put every single matchup in primetime, and they would all be bonkers.
Yep.
They'd all be bonkers. Lots of bad advice out there about gambling, from secret methods to picking lottery numbers to betting big when you're on a roll. The miss can lose you money and get you in a lot of trouble. So before you wager, find out what's real and what isn't at keepitfunohio.com. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Your business is shopping for an enterprise operating systems partner, but you don't know where to begin. Beau here for my friends at EOX Vantage. Data scientists, also business operations experts. Your EOX Vantage team not only builds and installs your system, they act as your ongoing tech support. So you're hiring a continuous improvement and support system. EOX Vantage is not tied to any single brand or hardware or software. So you're getting a truly customized, purpose-built solution, along with a partner that's going to answer only to you. It's a tremendous win. And EOX Vantage does not outsource. All the operational expertise, proprietary solutions, and tech support come from one unified partner. See how companies have profited from hiring one fully objective operating systems partner at EOXVantage.com. This from Chris Trapasso, CBSSports.com, ranking the top 10 instant impact rookies for 2022. Here is his numbers 1 through. He has Sky Moore 1, Chiefs. I remember talking to Renner about that, and I said, what was your favorite fit in the draft? And Sky Moore Chiefs.
Yeah, listen, it's an offense that's going to throw the ball. Tyreek Hill is gone. There are plenty of opportunities for targets. He's going to give them something that they really haven't had. You bring Scantling in to still stretch the field. You obviously have the incredible Travis Kelce, but they haven't had kind of like an interior receiver who can do everything.
Yeah.
And Sky Moore can do that. And I think, yes, I think that will be a great fit. What's stunning about this list to me is that there was a guy selected number 1 overall on a bad team.
Let me do it before you say his name. If we were to put it out on a poll, do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? Yes or no? How many people, and these are football fans listening to this show, without Googling, how many people do you think would know?
60%.
I think you're right. I think he's one of the most anonymous number 1 picks. There was that one with, was it Eric Fisher or
the tackle? But that was in
tackle?
2000. That was 2014.
The whole draft was a mess.
2013.
We took Mingo.
2013 is Markevius Mingo.
Right. Whoever went first. Was that Fisher went first?
Eric
that
Fisher
year?
went first.
And then there was a
Serviceable.
Yeah.
Not a number 1 pick.
Still in the league for a long
And then
time.
there wasn't like number 2. Was number 2 Greg
Number 2 may have been
Robinson? Or was it the kid out of the other? The
Was it-
Rams picked 2 bad tack. They picked Greg, who didn't pan out, although he was good here.
Was it maybe
for the
Deion
1 year.
Jordan?
And then there was another one. There was another tackle that out of Baylor that the Rams took.
There was
Was it
Luke Jokel.
Luke Jokel out of A&M.
Oh, I had it right. Deion Jordan 3rd.
Okay,
to
so
Miami.
it went Fisher, Jokel, Jordan.
Then Lane Johnson was the best pick of the first round. Ziggy Ansah had some quality seasons. Barkevius Mingo to us. Jonathan Cooper, the guard to Arizona, didn't work out. Tavon Austin, 8. D. Milliner, 9. Chance Warmack, 10. DJ Fluker, 11. DJ Hayden, corner to the Raiders, 12. Sheldon Richardson, 13, who was the defense rookie of the year. I know that. Other guys maybe of note in that: Desmond Trufant, 22. Xavier Rhodes, 25. DeAndre Hopkins, 27.
He was the best of the lot. Was 27. Then there were some really good picks in the later rounds.
Correct.
Zach Ertz, 35. Darius Slay, 36. Robert Woods, 41. Kawan Short, 44. Kiko Alonso, 46. Le'Veon Bell, 48.
Yeah.
Jamie Collins, Jamar Taylor.
Those good players later.
Kelsey, 63rd. Honey Badger, 69th.
There you go. Yeah. Better players.
Taron
in the
Armstead,
third.
75th. Keenan Allen, 76th. Logan Ryan, 83rd.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I don't know that how many people could even tell you who was picked number 1.
Yeah, it's probably fair.
And it's been 2 weeks.
But it's amazing
Javon
that he's
Walker's
not
on there.
He's not considered to be a top 10 impact guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty
They
great.
picked him
It
number
is.
1.
They did. They picked our guy David Bell, an honorable mention on this, and I think this is appropriate. Trapasso writes, as a draft analyst who respects the way Bell changes speeds to get open because he's not overly fast or explosive, I'd love to see him thrive in the NFL. Of course, speed does matter at receiver, but had Bell run a few tenths of a second faster at the Combine or his pro day, he would have been a first-round receiver. Everything else about his game is tremendous. He tracks it naturally over his shoulder in traffic. His unshakable equilibrium makes him a yards-after-the-catch monster. With Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball early in the 2022 season, we think Bell can be very productive in Cleveland's offense. I believe so as well.
I think so. I think he's one of our rookies who is probably going to be a day 1 starter and a day 1 very productive contributor. Yeah, no doubt about it.
It does feel like that.
As I said earlier, when I mentioned the Jets as a team that I would want to try to get early before they maybe gel. Number 10, Garrett Wilson, Jets. Number 9, Breece Hall, Jets. They also have Elijah Moore. They've got Corey Davis. Zach Wilson in
If
his
you
second
believe
year.
in Zach Wilson, then there's a lot to believe in.
Yeah.
It's a big if.
I mean, their draft was
big if.
phenomenal.
The Beau Bishop
question.
camp.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about him, but I mean, they were 100% certain he was the number 2.
They were all over
Like,
him,
it
weren't
was
they? Yeah.
No question.
They were.
That he was
I
the
know it.
second guy getting drafted.
I know it. All right, coming up next, a little better or worse, higher or lower. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. The Bath Authority can give you that bathroom of your dreams. They can do it for you in about a day. Let them make a reality for you. You want a custom spa-like experience, they can do it for you at a fraction of the cost of the other competitors around town. The Bath Authority is Cleveland's premier bath and shower remodeler, expert factory-trained installers. If you give them a call now at 216-220-8399, you get $500 off your next custom bath or shower remodel, or go to thebathauthority.com. It's where affordability meets quality. Change your bathroom from outdated to outstanding, as I said, in about a day. Superior products, expert installers. Give them a call now at 216-220-8399 or go to thebathauthority.com. $500 off your next custom bath or shower remodel, and tell them that Beau sent you. Hello, Gibbe.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yep.
Yeah, there's another
Yeah.
demerit.
Two
Boy,
demerits
you are
today.
wrecking them.
That's right, 3 combined.
Wreck 'em. Higher or lower? Presented.
Captain Jack Rankum.
Love Captain Jack. Oh, man,
Zest
we're
for
just
life,
about
right?
to finish. We're on the finale of season 2. It's a good show.
I told you it was a good show.
It deserved.
It got lost, I think, in the I think it was airing at the same time as like Game of Thrones and some of the other stuff, and it just got lost in the mix. I just don't know if enough people had stars.
It's good.
But it's great.
If it was on HBO, I think it would have been a huge hit.
Yeah. Like I don't even know what caused me to watch it. If it was showed up on a
Because you have
Netflix
an affinity for
or,
pirate culture? Why wouldn't
well, I
you?
do. I mean, who wouldn't? But I don't know what even
Yeah.
led me to seek it out
Yeah.
or put it in my notes.
Higher or lower, gentlemen, presented by the Ohio Lottery. Today, NFL.com, Dan Hensas, post-draft, post-free agency, post-off-season, power rankings. Should the following teams be closer to number 1 or closer to number 2? The Browns, first and foremost, come in at number 14. Biggest concern is, will Deshaun Watson play and how much he will play? My whole argument on all of this is, no one has said he's not playing. Can we just go forward? Yes, Beau, in the second row.
Thank you,
Yes.
Professor Gibbe. What has changed from last year, where he was not suspended? What has changed? If anything, his standing has improved
Yes.
from last year. Correct?
I would
Correct.
like
No
to think
charges.
so.
No criminal.
That's right.
No, we're not. No, nothing here. For criminal, nothing. Acknowledging everything that's still out there, I get it. But if anything, his standing has improved. He was not suspended last year. And I don't know anything about anything. I'm just saying last year he wasn't.
So what are we
Why do
doing?
we think that why are we 14?
We continue to get this narrative. Well, eventually he's going to be. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know that. We
No.
don't know that. We could be wrong, but right now he is playing 17 games when the season kicks off.
Can I ask you guys this too? And I don't know the answer to this, but it just popped into my head. In the other instances where there was commissioner's conduct or whatever, the
Commissioner
people.
exempt list, yeah.
Thank you. The people. That's very similar to commissioner's conduct, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Very.
Very similar.
You were close. I
CCW.
like it. Good effort on the first day back.
The people who were punished did not dispute or fight what was alleged. Correct? If I think of Roethlisberger, Zeke.
And anybody
There was
that-
nobody.
anybody
Those
on
guys
that-
weren't saying, "I didn't do it. I will fight this to the end of the earth."
And to be
Am I
on the
wrong?
commissioner's list, don't you have to be charged formally?
I don't think you have to be that. You don't
No?
have to be that. No,
It can be civil.
it can be civil. But
Okay.
the difference, from what I can tell, is that Deshaun is going to fight
Yeah, from
The
all
charges.
indications.
from his own mouth. So compared to the other instances, and again, I was asking, I don't know. I'm not saying that like I know. I don't know. And I don't remember. I don't remember Zeke pushing back and going, "I didn't do anything wrong. You got the not me." And I don't remember Roethlisberger doing that. And those are the first two most high profile that come to my head. So is that different too? Who knows?
We'll see. I mean, it almost feels like at this point, if they were doing it based on just the fact that these are outstanding and out there, why wouldn't they do it already?
Nothing's going to change.
Right. And it's
So nothing's changed from a year ago. Nothing's going to change between now and what'd you say?
they said
2023
April 2023 would be the earliest.
civil.
Yeah.
Okay, April 2023.
Now, depositions are still ongoing, and Watson's team just got what was phrased as a minor victory, and that everybody's got to turn over their records, their medical and mental health records, and all of that. So I don't know.
Who knows, brother?
Who knows? Again,
But
no idea.
yeah,
Interesting notes in this power poll. The Browns are the third best team in the AFC North, according to this power poll, ninth best in the AFC.
see, that's just not true. Everything
I
that
would
could
tend
go
to
wrong
agree.
did a year ago. Everything that could go wrong did, and we upgraded a quarterback. So it's just not. It's just not.
Another interesting note.
It's fine though.
4 of the top 6 teams from the NFC. We talk about how loaded the AFC is, but in this power poll, 4 of the top 6 are NFC.
Who's the
Who's
fourth?
the fourth? San Francisco?
Yep.
No.
They're very good, but I mean, we don't
Not
we
now.
don't know who's playing quarterback for them.
Not now. Not Trey Lance.
No, but I mean, okay, it certainly feels like it has to be within the realm of possibility that Garoppolo plays there.
Yeah, for all of the talk about Baker, I mean Jimmy Garoppolo's there too, and nothing's changed there.
No.
All right. With that, let's hit it, Madison.
Higher or lower?
Number 1 is Buffalo. Higher, lower, or just right? Zegura, the floor is yours. Well, you can't go higher, so lower or just right.
I get it on paper. I understand it. I like the Buffalo Bills a great deal. I'm still a to be the man, you got to beat the man. So I think any polls got to start with the Rams at the top. They're pleased with some of the moves, that they've done. But the reality is, if you're talking roster right now, I believe the Bills do have the best roster. So I can understand why Dan would do that.
Bishop.
Yeah, I mean he's having fun in the offseason, so I'm with him. I think that Buffalo is. They feel to me like the most complete team in football.
If you said to me today, taking the Browns out of it, who is the team that is the most likely to win the Super Bowl as we sit here right now, I probably would say the Buffalo Bills. I think they are that complete of a team. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean they're that good. They were as good as they were last year, and they added Von Miller.
Von Miller, they got a running back in the draft. Got
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook's brother.
No, to me they're I don't, and the other teams that are kind of up here have losses or
They got a corner to play opposite Tre'Davious White.
Yep.
yeah.
And
No, I
Kyer
like
Elam,
them.
who's on the list that we were looking at earlier, the top 10 impact players. He number
They
6.
get Crowder at wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a slot to replace Cole Beasley, which I think will actually be
Yeah, I
very
was
good
gonna
for
say.
them as well.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis, they feel like is ready to break out after what he did in the playoffs. You got Diggs still. Yeah, it's a very good roster.
Next,
Higher or lower?
the Rams are number 2. Tampa Bay number 3. The Bengals number 4. The 49ers are number 5. And I think he put them at 5 simply because Jimmy G is still on this roster, to which I would argue then, why are the Browns 14th?
Yeah. Who's he got 6?
Number 6 is Green Bay. I'm telling you, not buying Green Bay stock.
Well, yeah, I do not. I would not have. I think San Francisco's worser than this, and it isn't necessarily a shot at them. It's just how good I think the other AFC teams are. Like Denver is
Yeah.
going to be really, really good. Kansas City is
Kansas
going to be
City's still
really,
good.
really. Kansas
You still
City
have Patrick
7.
Mahomes.
Come on,
And Valdez
7.
Scantling, Sky Moore, Juju Smith-Schuster, and
Yeah,
Kelsey.
no,
like,
no,
they're
they'll
still
be
gonna
fine.
be fine.
They're going to be just.
And they
fine.
improved their defense.
Yes, for sure. So I think that's. I would have the 49ers worser than those.
Let me tell you this. The team that I think is being disrespected in these rankings, by the way, are the Chargers. And I don't understand how they went down. You brought in Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson this offseason, so an elite edge rusher and an elite corner. Okay, who was considered, led the league in interceptions while with the Patriots. You get a guard, Zion Johnson, who is a guy in the first round. They address their line quite a bit. I just think this team I think that they are stacked. I love this Chargers team. I think Herbert is more than the real. Like, I am very impressed with Justin Herbert.
It's just weird. I agree with you. It's just they kind of have to do it before they're going to get the respect. Just because they lost so many weird games last year. Like Brandon Staley kind of outthought himself. It felt like as the year went along. He was so obtuse in the way that he was in the second half. Like no matter what, going for it. It felt like he just kind of outsmarted himself. But they certainly have everything you'd need to be right there. The talent-wise, they are top 5 for sure.
Yes.
Total team talent for sure.
Next, about 1 minute left.
Higher or lower?
So the Packers were 6th. The Chiefs were 7th. We agree the Chiefs were better. The Broncos are 8. The Chargers are 9. Wanted to get your thought. Number 10, the Las Vegas Raiders. Higher, lower, or just right? Right behind them, the Ravens at 11. The Colts at 12. The Cowboys at 13.
We're
and
behind
us
the
in-
Colts.
Yes.
It's fine. Who cares? We'll take it.
Look, it's
we'll
May.
handle
We're
our
supposed to be
business.
outraged by Dan Hansis.
I am outraged.
You have to play along
I'm very
and be
upset.
outraged.
I'm very upset.
I do not think the Raiders are better than the teams that you mentioned.
You do not.
I don't.
Ooh, I do.
I think they're right there. I think they have San Francisco. I think the biggest issue here is San Francisco too high.
Yeah.
I think that's the bigger issue.
All right.
And I
But you
think
would
we're
take
better than Vegas.
Yeah, I agree. All right, real quick. We have like 30 seconds. We got to get to break. Worst team in the NFL.
Atlanta.
He's got Atlanta 29, Chicago
Atlanta.
30, Jacksonville 31,
Chicago-
Houston 32.
I don't think Jacksonville should be in this group. I think with
Not at all.
competent coaching, they would be the best of these 4.
Yep.
Atlanta, Chicago, and Houston are the worst. I would go Atlanta the worst, Chicago second worst, Houston third worst. I think it is borderline criminal what they've done to Justin Fields. Criminal. And I think the kid's going to fall flat. There's no way he can.
He doesn't
live
have
there.
anybody around him.
They have nobody. Go look at go, folks. Do yourself a favor. Look at the Atlanta and Chicago offensive names, starters. Just go look at who's playing for those two teams.
At least I think
Atlanta's got some weapons. At
least has a tight
Chicago's
end and
got
a wide receiver.
Nothing.
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 Darnell Mooney, Velas
Zip.
Jones,
Humans you've never. He was, by the way, is 25 years old. Do you know that?
the receiver.
Yeah. Guess how old Justin Jefferson is? 22. So much more to come.
He's
You're
pretty
listening
good.
to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. And Sugardale is sponsoring a grand opening event in the newest Meyer location. Visit the Brunswick store this Friday, May 13th, for samples and giveaways, special appearances by Browns alumni and chops. For store location and more details, visit sugardale.com/events. Can I just say that Madison crushed it?
Tremendous performance.
Tremendous job.
Like smooth.
My first
Smooth operator.
Smoked it.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. My first experience with Madison on the board. Hammered it. Not one miss. I don't think there was one miss.
Feels like it was a real delight.
Error-free, which is something we can't say for the rest of us.
That's not.
Zero's up to 3 demerits.
He's
Why?
Off. Well, he's off tomorrow, so he gets a day off.
Yeah, thank you, Gibbe.
Yeah, enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Turn on your mic.
We're back tomorrow. Next level coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.